On today's show, while the Mississippi begins in Minnesota, we're going to explore the other end, where it empties into the Gulf in a maze of watery trails and fishy places in southern Louisiana. Hang on, the fish are biting despite hurricanes and oil spills.
We're here, we're open for business, the fishing's great. We welcome you with open arms.
Speaking of oil spills, what's the Mississippi Delta look like now following the BP oil spill of 2010? We'll ask the folks who lived it. Those stories and more on a special edition of Minnesota Bound, where the Mississippi River ends, and that's next.
Minnesota Bound. Brought to you by Minnesota's Select GMC dealers.
Hi everybody, Raven and I welcome you to the show. You know, we are very proud here in Minnesota because the Mississippi River starts here. But what happens at the other end, the mouth of the Mississippi? Well, we do know there was a big oil spill there not so long ago. What happened to the river? What happened to the fishing? We went there to find out.
A big fish battle.
Probably gonna be a long fight. That's a big fish, whatever it is.
Every angler in America
Do you think he's a shark or is he a big?
Yeah, it looks like a red,
He's a big red?
maybe.
lives for such a moment.
Got him?
Yeah.
But this big red
Look at him. Oh my gosh.
is more than just another big fish.
Whoa. What's he doing?
Probably about 32.
Wow.
Wow, in more ways than one. You may be surprised to know the fishing scene off the coast of Louisiana features a Minnesota connection and an American nightmare.
Yes, it's another beautiful day here in the Louisiana Delta, and things seem so normal. Right over there is the Mississippi River, and as you've seen, the fishing is awfully good down here. Tuna, redfish, you name it, it's here. But yet, 2 years ago, right here, covering this water, was a huge oil slick. The oil seems to be gone now. I mean, you can't see it. It's been cleaned up. So, what is the future? You ask that question of folks down here and they all say they don't know. In other words, it's a question that at the moment has no answer.
Ah, yes, the Mississippi River. Hard to believe it's the same river so many Minnesotans walk across in Itasca State Park. Indeed, Old Man River, after traveling more than 2,320 miles from Minnesota, has aged considerably. Its mouth now a wide funnel for ocean ships to come and go before the river itself disappears into the Gulf of Mexico. But then came the BP oil spill in April of 2010. Who knew the river that spring would play a role in halting the oil slick?
I mean, did the oil get right to here?
Yeah,
It did.
Get up in here.
Okay.
With the river flowing so much, it really kind of, I want to say, shielded a lot of this area and pushed the oil back around.
While my guide Chris and I worked a bobber jig rig in search of redfish or speckled trout or anything really, it was hard to believe this unique fishing paradise had come so close to a disaster.
So Chris, this was near ground zero for the oil?
Yeah, this was really the area that the oil first started showing up in.
And the fishing, you've seen no difference?
We haven't, at this point in time.
Hey, hey,
Little white trout.
look at that tooth in the two teeth. Boy, they're not like the trout we have in Minnesota.
Yeah, you don't want to stick your finger in there.
No, you don't.
The Mississippi Delta, as its name implies, is a maze of channels with fishy places. And fishy monsters like alligator gar.
What we're gonna do is go out there, we're gonna make some quick little jerks with the cart to give it a little action.
Soon, the bobber technique works slicker than, well, oil.
Thank you, baby. Fights like a smallmouth.
You got any oxygen on that boat? Ron, he's breathing awful hard over here. Yay! Whew. Oh my.
160 pounds, is that about right? Look at the muscles on their back. They are strong, bull-headed fish. We gotta hurry and get this guy back in the water.
When we return, more fishing at the end of the Mississippi River, near ground zero during the BP oil spill.
Minnesota Bound, brought to you by Minnesota's select GMC dealers. Renewal by Anderson, Connecticut, and by Rapala.
Let's continue our Louisiana fishing adventure right where the Mississippi River is no more.
Life seems so normal today at the Venice Marina.
What do you do with all this fish? You sell it?
No, this is from a trolley trip. This is somebody else's fish.
So it goes to your customer?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Once again, adventuring anglers from all across America have returned to seek the sport fishing bounty that swims where the Mississippi River ends in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yesterday we got 9 yellowfins, with the biggest one 100 pounds. The day before we got mangrove snapper, cobia, yellowfin. It's just incredible.
The fishing action is not all that's incredible near the mouth of the Mississippi. So also was April 20th, 2010. That's when the BP oil rig exploded.
First day the weather broke, I was one of the first boats to get offshore, and we ran into a lot of oil about 11 miles out. And it was, I'll never forget that day. I mean, it was oil as far as you could see. Unbelievable. The first thing that went through my mind was, they're never gonna get all this cleaned up, and yeah, fishing, I'm pretty much done.
We obviously didn't sell very much ice. Our live bait we didn't sell very much live bait. We didn't do many launches. We were off at least 55% of our business was off.
For 87 days, oil spilled into Louisiana's famed sport fishing waters. 11 months later, the fishing ban was lifted, but a serious question remained. Would the fishing still be as good?
A lot of the guide base here is telling me that the lower part of the river is that where they traditionally catch speckled trout, they haven't been catching them. And the oil did reach that area. You just don't know. Patience at the end of the day is going to be probably the best virtue.
The local folks here know all about patience and character. Before oil, there was another disaster, a hurricane named Katrina.
That's a major flashback. To make a long story short, myself included with everybody else down here, lost everything.
Even today, destruction left behind by Katrina in 2005 is not hard to find. Empty buildings, missing roofs, lots of lost dreams remain on shore.
All blown up into there.
And on the water.
Billy, all of this was gone, obviously, huh?
Pretty much. I mean, there's a superstructure over here that's got some condos in it, and You know, the superstructure made it through, but it destroyed everything in there. We had 22 foot of tide surge through here, so, you know, 22 feet, so that's the top of that houseboat right there.
So now what's going to happen to this old houseboat?
It'll probably stay there until it falls into the water.
Wow. Sad to look at. Somebody had some good times there.
Today, Katrina is but a bad memory. Perhaps someday, the oil spill too.
I got to be optimistic. That's right. Everything that we've been through, we're definitely optimistic. With the disasters we've had, we still are the best fishery in the United States. We still are the best destination for people to come fishing. You can take the worst day of fishing down here and it's still probably better than most other places in the United States.
Oh, yes.
And nobody's happier about anglers coming back than this fella, Captain Billy Nicholas, owner of the Venice Fishing Lodge.
Any bait works good. The key is the chartreuse tail. It seems like that triggers the bite more than anything else. Feed them what they want. A lot of times they like that little slow roll.
Boy, you hit that baby. I gotta get up here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He doesn't want to come in. He's doing a job on me. Uh-huh. What are you laughing about? Oh yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, what would you ever do with a big one, huh?
Great fish.
Oh, aren't they beautiful? Those redfish, you know why they're popular? Not because they're good to eat, they're good to fight. Nice, get those crushers in there.
Closed captioning is brought to you by The Yard, premier manufacturers of maintenance-free outdoor patio furniture and accessories from recycled plastic.
Did you know that sharks and big giant redfish lurk at the mouth of the Mississippi River? So unlike Minnesota. Let's see what's biting.
You could say it's a miracle the damage wrought by the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico wasn't worse than it was. Bird life seems to have survived. Gators still lurk in the swamps, and attorneys are lurking too. But the biggest miracle of all might be the day I was out fishing my companion, Captain Billy.
You blaming the color?
You're giving me luck. I'm not going to blame myself.
Huh?
I'm not blaming myself.
It's technique, buddy.
Nice little thump, too.
All right.
To stay in business, Captain Billy has had to overcome everything from hurricanes to oil explosions.
I started fishing here in 1992, fell in love with the place. I had a construction company in Texas and ended up spending more time fishing than I did working. Kind of let my construction company run itself and started doing this.
This is Venice Fishing Lodge, a comfortable 9-bedroom facility near Venice, Louisiana, a short drive from the mouth of the Mississippi River.
Once the media left and the oil was capped, you know, we had to reach out and get with our customers and try to find customers and let them know that everything was okay.
Stan Mathis, Director of Economic Development and Tourism, says now the problem is getting the word out.
We're here, we're open for business, the fishing's great. We welcome you with open arms. Come fishing in Plaquemines Parish. Remember, you're going to catch fish when you come here.
And that's no fish story.
He just swam himself out, didn't he? I think so. Yeah. Look, I can see him boiling back in there.
He's tearing down the forest.
Oh yeah.
He's worn out fighting all like grass. Woo! Oh, Danny. Fun.
Hi everybody, today we're getting wild in the kitchen at the brand new Radisson Blu Hotel right at the Mall of America, and we are standing at the Fire Lake Grill House and Cocktail Bar's brand new kitchen, and I'm with the executive chef Paul Lynch. And Paul, I see some delicious ingredients in front of us here. What are we making?
What we have here is the corned bison, which we've diced, some Yukon Gold potatoes, then we have diced rutabagas and turnips. Poor rutabagas. They really got the short of the stick. They got a terrible name. It's absolutely one of my favorite vegetables. Great flavors, let's go get it cooked. First step in making our hash is we want to render out the bacon. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that back out of the pan because I don't want it to burn while I'm cooking the rest of the items. We're going to add our onions in there, celery. We're going to add our potatoes. We're going to put our rutabagas in, our turnips, the bison. The star of the show, I'm going to have those vegetables cooking together. I'm going to add a little bit of the stock from cooking the bison, or a little bit of au jus if you have that. I'm just going to let that all start to come together. Put a little bit of salt and pepper in there, but we're looking for that caramelization on the bottom. And now we have a nice poached egg here. And then we're going to set that poached duck egg right up on top. Let's finish this. A nice accompaniment, especially if you're eating your hash for dinner. It's nice to serve with a little salad. We're going to do some frisee. We got some radishes in here. I'm going to add a little bit of green goddess dressing. We're going to nestle up that frisee. That is your corned bison hash with poached duck egg and frisee salad.
Once again, Chef Paul, this looks wildly delicious, and all I'm waiting for now is my fork so I can give it a little taste test.
Well, lunch is served.
Hang on.
Still ahead, the conclusion of our Louisiana fishing adventure, where the Mississippi River disappears into nothing but ocean.
Minnesota Bound, brought to you by Hennepin County Medical Center, Minnesota Agricultural Water Resources Coalition, Minnesota soybean farmers and their checkoff,
You know what's amazing about South Louisiana and the Mississippi River and the folks that live along it down there is not the fact that Katrina hit there, the BP oil spill hit there, but those folks, they're very resilient. They're still living there, still fishing.
While the oil spill was bad news for America's father of waters, the good news can be seen from a fishing boat. Giant redfish on the end of the line.
Oh, gee. What made me throw out here again? Yo! That's a good one. Time to let him go.
And on this day, within sight of the Mississippi, the bite was on.
Nice job.
Okay, so we were twitching corks tied to swimming jigs and tangling with big reds when, suddenly...
Holy buckets. Hang on. That am a spinner shark. There's a bobber. You ready, Eric?
Right around the tail.
Oh, I got him in the tail. No wonder. We have this shark, and we don't know what to do with him now. He's gone now. I'm gonna watch fishing for a while.
Watching fishing, not oil spilling. Call it a miracle.
I think somebody had a hand in it and saved us.
Couple of impressions after fishing down there. One is pretty good fishing. Two is how different the Mississippi River is from where we walk across it at Itasca State Park. Quite a journey. Well, thanks for watching. That about does it for us. Remember to introduce a kid to the great outdoors. I'm Ron Sherman, of course, the star of the show, always, she knows, Raven.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. For more information on these stories and more, catch us on the web at mnbound.com.